Mundo!
Hello, welcome to the Green Exclamation Point podcast. This is Anthony Dimmick,
Dylan Moeller.
or Dylan Moeller, and we have a guest today. His name is Luke McKay. Say hello,
Hello.
Luke. Hello.
Salutations from Canada.
Salutations from Canada. This is our first special guest, I guess. He's done 5 years with Rooster Teeth, and now he's associated with Button Mash. I don't know how you're in with Button Mash Productions, but I know you're associated with it. Are you like a co-founder?
Button Mash is my new employer. I have a bit of a stake in the company. It's brand new, but it was quite fun to kind of be involved in the process all the way along from the beginning. And I guess I have some shares in it, as it were. And I'm just doing the web comics there. But it's my new little venture.
All right, cool. What exactly are they going to be doing? Just wondering. What are they? Are they going to be? Do they release videos or, like?
Yeah, I think we're recording our fifth or sixth video right now. We've only released 2 videos to the internet right now, but yeah, we're doing a lot of productions, comics, videos. Hopefully some animation soon. But mostly it's a lot of just kind of like basic blogging and podcasting, and local community event planning that we're doing right now. There's a lot of geek culture that gets together in person, or at least associates, has their own kind of cliques and everything. But it's fairly global and quite so large that you can't really kind of feel it and touch it. So we're doing just kind of a smaller site to just kind of focus more on the people in our local area here in the Pacific Northwest, to just kind of connect them together, get them out of the house, get them playing. We have regular board game nights once a week, and just things to kind of get our local folks together and kind of build a stronger community from the internet onto real life.
All right, that's awesome. I know I've liked it on Facebook. I don't know about Dylan.
I
never
haven't
heard.
really gotten into that much stuff yet, but I'll sure look into it.
Yeah, I know. I kind of asked you to be up here on a whim, kind of just as a last minute, because we couldn't really get anybody else to be on today. And I figured, hey, it would be interesting to talk to this guy. I really like his work, and so yeah, thank you for being on.
I've seen the Rooster Teeth comics. They are pretty cool.
They're pretty cool. I love your art. I looked at some of your art yesterday on DeviantArt, and you have some awesome stuff up there. I'm not gonna lie. That your art is I just love it. It's my kind of art. It's great. You have a picture of Bane up there it's awesome. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Actually, that Bane was drawn really quickly. I'm actually working on another Bane one right now. It's more for a print for sale. That'll be going up soon. I'm getting a kind of a print store going up on my homepage. I do a lot of sites, so I've got comics on Rooster Teeth, roosterteeth.com. I've got comics on ballstothat.com. I've got comics on thebuttonmash.com. That's both Balls to That and Steamfunk. And so I've got LukeMcKay.com, where I'll be posting some of my own, some of my paintings and prints will be up for sale there. Mostly it's just a resume kind of page. And I got DeviantArt. I throw my stuff just everywhere on the internet.
All right, that's sounds like the thing to do when you're an artist. Another one of my points I have here is your art inspiration. Who kind of inspired you to draw like you do, your art styles and stuff?
Oh, well, that's quite easy. I straight up try to rip off Gabe from Penny Arcade.
All right, that's simple enough.
Not so much inspired, just straight up trying to steal his thunder. Or not thunder, just trying to bite his style. Really, it's like
that's nice. That's I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that about something. But it's at least you're honest about it.
Yeah.
All right, really the only other thing I have that I've been wondering about is, what was it like to work with Rooster Teeth? Because I'm a huge fan. I know Dylan likes Rooster Teeth. Dylan loves the podcast and stuff. I do too. But yeah, I just want to know what it was like working with those guys, one-on-one.
It was actually a lot more amazing than you think. The guys were just too much fun. Just right from the get-go. My first day in, just kind of getting to meet everyone, especially because I was coming from a very similar position as you. I was I was just a fan on the site. I liked the guys. I've seen them from afar, and kind of really I was a big fanboy. I was oh yeah, big fanboy. I'm gonna come to the office and get a job there. And I was the first kind of outside person they hired full time, so they were they didn't really know what to expect either. But so as soon as I showed up, they said, "Hey, so just to let you know, we know you're a fan of the site. Please don't do anything fanboy." And I was like, "Okay." I said,
God.
I will give me 1 minute to fanboy out, and then I'll never do it again. So I just had.
That's exactly what
I
I'd say.
fanboyed out Bernie for 1 minute. It's like, oh, I love Church. He's my favorite character. And love the show. And I was like, okay, I'm done. He's okay, good. Let's get to work.
I'll just walk in and get all wide-eyed for like an hour.
You just sit there in like a chair, just staring at them all, like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I joined just after like around season 4, around that time there, and so I was well acquainted with all the voices and all the voice actors who were all in one room there. And so I'd be sitting down with my head down, just kind of drawing away, and I'd just be hearing conversations happening in the background that were just normal human conversations, but it'd be like Church and Caboose arguing about the actual things happening in real life, like where you park the car and stuff. It's like look up to see who is that talking. Is it Church and Caboose, or is it Bernie and Joel, the actors?
Did they ever use their voice to just like mess with you, like while you were there?
Well, other than Matt, who plays Sarge, all the other guys, that's their natural voice. So they didn't have to try and put the voice on. They talked.
They just talked out loud, like close around you, just to psych you out. Like, oh, should I be quiet? Are they recording? I don't know what to do.
No, it wasn't a psych out. They would just talk normally, and just if you're not looking at them, you think you'd hear the red versus blue characters in the background.
So it's basically just like, I don't know, doing something and having an episode of Red versus Blue in the background, kind of thing, only real issues. That sounds really cool. Also, RTX. That sounds really cool. I want to go to RTX one year.
Oh yeah, it was a blast.
I could imagine. The first year that they were making it, I knew I wouldn't be able to go because I was in like 10th grade ish, 9th grade. I don't even remember when it was, but I knew I wouldn't be able to go. Last year's, it was kind of a maybe, but I never got enough money to go. I'm hoping to go next year, so I can't wait for that. I know Dylan wants to go too.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up going if I can.
Yeah,
so am I.
I imagine it'll be a lot bigger this next year, because they filled up, like they had a lot of potential to get a lot more going on.
Yeah, I know this year was a lot bigger than it was last year. Excuse me. Yeah. So, how long exactly have you been a fan of Red versus Blue? Were you a fan from the beginning, or did you like come in the middle of like season 2 or something, or?
Well, a friend introduced me to it at about, I guess, episode 7, and so I watched it from about episode. So once episode 7 came out, I backtracked and caught up right then, which was fairly easy. And by the end of the first season, I started doing fan art and posting it online. And I guess by the end of the second season, some of that fan art had kind of started circulating around the internet. Like, I just started posting up randomly on different sites. I didn't even know Rooster Teeth had a site.
Yeah, so, I think I remember one story they told on the podcast of how they found you was you had your stuff that you were releasing on the internet, and somebody else that wasn't you had posted like all the pictures on their site. And then when they went to go ask this guy who, if he did the drawings, he said, no, this other guy did them, but I'll take all the credit for them if you want. I think that was the story, yeah.
Yeah, Bernie was looking to find out who the fellow was who was doing all his fan art. Because I guess I was really lucky. I was really one of the first people to do a lot of fan art for Red versus Blue, as well as I was kind of like the first to kind of get in there doing the behind the helmet thing, which a lot of people have done, but it always helps to be the first, so.
Yeah,
I was really lucky in that regard. But some fella had posted them up on his page, and Bernie asked us, "So, are these your drawings?" He said, "Yes, these are mine." And he's like, "Oh, that's great! Like, we'd love to meet you, and like, let's see some more of your drawings." And he was like, "Oh, well, I didn't draw them, but I found them, so they're mine."
That's kind of a messed up thing to do. Yeah. Dylan,
yes.
Say something. Go for gold, man.
I don't know, like.
Ask the $1 million question.
I was watching one of your interview videos earlier, and like you were talking about how somebody asked you. They said something about how you draw so fast, but you said you really draw kind of slow, or something like that.
Well, yeah, as I said, most of my kind of art stylings that really come from Michael Krolick at Penny Arcade, and he's actually taught me a lot about how to draw. Like really did not draw very well. Like when I first started doing Rooster Teeth comics, I was still using MS Paint.
Damn.
Like I really had no idea. Some of those first comics are done in MS Paint, and so when I
just want to let you know that's better than anything I could do on MS Paint.
Well, as I said, it took a long time then. Like some of those first comics would take like 10 to 16 hours, even though there were like 3 and 4 panels. But no, I'd watch Gabe draw, and he'd do like these comics up in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I was like, oh my god, dude, that takes me all day. So I was always like thinking, man, I am slow. And I've got to meet a lot of other webcomic artists. Lar from Least I Could Do, or from the Blind Ferret, he does a bunch of comics with them. Least I Could Do, Looking for Group, and Gutters. He draws a lot, and just watching him live stream and draw, it's like, oh my god, these guys are so fast, so professional at what they do. I've got to meet a lot of great artists, and they're a lot more impressive than myself.
Cool. Have you ever
Yeah, that's really.
Have you ever been interested in Flash animation?
I have done some Flash animation.
Cool. Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Didn't really care for a lot of the Flash tools, but since Creative Suite 4 for Adobe has come out, most of the Flash is kind of going goodbye. Like it just Apple's not supporting it, so Flash is going away. So Adobe's created animation software inside Photoshop now, which I absolutely love. Creative Suite 4 and 5, they both have it, and it's been just great. I love it.
Yeah, that's I don't know what you guys mean when you say Flash animation. I've never even heard of that term. So
have you ever been on Newgrounds.com?
Well, yes, I have.
Yes.
If you guys would like to take a look at some of my animation, I started the Rooster Teeth animated series. This is a little test pilot on my YouTube page at Luke McKay 76. That's my I guess my user channel or whatever on YouTube is. I have a little test animation up on there. I feel like, unfortunately, that came right about the time that the comics were ending, so nothing really came of it. But
all right. Yeah, I think I might have found it. I don't know. I'll look for it later. Yeah, I like all your animations, man. You're awesome. That's all I could say. I'm kind of fanboying out because I've always liked your stuff, and like I said, this was just as a. I was gonna ask you to be up here, not as a joke, but kind of just as a, hey, maybe, if I ask. And then Dylan was like, he's probably not gonna do it, and then here you are. So.
No, it's always a funny thing when people are like, hey, maybe we can talk to Luke and ask him. Like, no, it's like, you guys have no idea. I'm just sitting around bored at home alone most days and just like sitting here doodling, just doing nothing, talking to no one. I'm so
I do
lonely.
about the same, except I'm just sitting around on my PS3 all the time.
That's great, Jessica.
What, I can't talk?
No, you can't talk.
What? I hit you with a spoon?
No, you can't hit me with a spoon.
Wow.
That was my sister threatening me with a spoon. All right. What was I was about to say something, but I can't remember.
You were about to
what it
talk
was.
about how professional this setup is.
Our setup is very professional. I am sitting at my computer with my iPod in front of me because I have to talk through my iPod, and I'm wearing a pair of Skull Candy headphones. And I don't know about Dylan's
I just run
setup.
this through Fraps and with my headset.
Yep,
Yeah.
We're so professional. We're the most professional. This interview that we're doing with you, Luke, is going to get you. It's going to get you known by 32 people.
And probably my
That's it.
grandparents.
Sweet.
And Dylan's grandparents are now going to know about you.
Hey, Dylan's grandparents. Your son's a very stand-up and trustworthy man.
If you got to know him better, that
Yeah.
might change a little bit.
Well, I'm looking at his avatar here, where he's put his name as Dylan fucking Moeller, and he's got 2 middle fingers in his avatar.
See, mine's just.
I'm sure
mine's
his grandparents are very
Yeah.
proud of that.
I'm sure they are. And for some reason, I just knew you would comment on that. For some reason, is that everybody comments on his? He had to change. I had to make him change his avatar. It was a unicorn. How would you describe this?
I'd
Dylan?
rather not. This is kind of messed
I think you
up.
would. It was.
It's like
Dylan?
I got it from this one website full of like memes and all that good stuff, and it's basically just a unicorn drawn meme-like doing something very not right to a person.
To a person.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
because
say that. So I made him change it because I don't know. I didn't want to see it every day. But yeah.
Did you
yeah,
draw comics when you were in school and such?
Actually, before Rooster Teeth, I had pretty much no art training at all. I was a nurse. I went to school mostly for sciences. I took like health and safety in post-secondary education. I mean, I did art in high school, but I mean, high school art can really only go so far. I mean, lots of people take that, but I just doodled for fun.
Lots of people take it, and most people pass it, but I managed to fail it.
You did?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
managed to.
I passed art just fine. I mean, like, I knew how to use a pencil. Like, that was pretty much my skill. Yeah, I took fencing for many years, and I guess I strengthened the muscles of my hand to have a little more motor control, but really, I didn't have a lot of, like, actual, I guess, like, credentials when I joined Rooster Teeth. When they asked me, it's like, oh, hey, so do you have, like, this program? Like, what do you use? Or, like, or what programs do you use? Like, what education you have? I'm like, I got nothing, man. It's like, I'm using MS Paint and a pencil and a mouse. And they're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the best way to get a job. Is just say, I have the lowest possible things you could have to do this. And I'm pretty sure most people would accept you as the job. But that's pretty much how we started this podcast. We were just like, I don't know, like last week. Was it last week?
It was about last week.
Last
We were
week.
just sitting around chilling on Skype, and
Yeah, we were incredibly bored. We didn't know what to do. We were playing DC Universe Online, which is like
glitchiest game.
worst, best game I've ever played. But there's a collectible in that game called green exclamation points. You have to collect them, and you get items for collecting them. And I was like, Dylan was like, dude, we should record a podcast. And I was like, dude, we should find these green exclamation points. That would be a good name for a podcast. And he was like, we're doing it now. And he was like, all right, we're recording this. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that works. And then you have what is episode 1 of the green exclamation point, which is interesting. But yeah.
Yeah, but you guys liking podcasting?
Yeah, it's pretty
You
fun.
have a good...
Yeah, I'm actually enjoing it. I'm going back and forth with Jesse Cox on YouTube right now,
I'm
trying
gonna
to get
have
him
mute
up
my
here.
mic for a second.
All right, that's fine. But yeah, I'm going back and forth with Jesse Cox, trying to get him up here. I'm trying to get other YouTubers up here, because I know most of those guys are really nice guys, and they're willing to do stuff for their fans. So I'm hoping I can get other people to be on here. Because right now it's really just me and Dylan, and then whoever
I'm
wants
back.
to be on it. So
Like our first episode, we were
But yeah.
lucky because we were currently already on Skype with our friend Michael and my now ex-girlfriend Stasha, and that it just went from there, and it was pretty good. I mean, we just went with the flow of whatever we were talking about, and that's how the first one got really made.
yeah, it's all
So, like,
Big
have you guys
push.
done much study in podcasting? Have you had, like, an extensive schooling? What kind of stuff? So,
oh yeah, we have extensive schooling. We went to the Southampton County School for Podcasting, which isn't real.
We mainly
Yeah,
have
no,
been
we're-
going
we're
off
not-
of what we've seen on Rooster Teeth, and I personally have been watching the people from Continue do their podcast. I'm not sure if anybody knows who they are, but they're pretty awesome.
No, I've been watching the Internet Box, which is Michael and his friends and stuff from Rooster Teeth, and I've also been watching the Mindcrack podcast, which Mindcrack is just guys who play Minecraft. I don't know if you know that. So, yeah, that's about all I've done in terms of research for podcasts. I just know try and keep the conversation structured and going on, no random pauses really, even though Rooster Teeth does that, but they can do whatever they want.
oh, well, they edited that out.
Sometimes they edit that out. But I mean, there are some conversations where they're having, and you're just sitting there, and then they just stop talking for about 2 minutes. Well, not 2 minutes, but an extended amount of time. And it's just like, okay. And I know, really, all the research I've done is like 3 different podcasts just to listen to them. And I mean, I think I've listened to a Kevin Smith podcast. I'm not sure. I don't even remember all the podcasts I've listened to just to figure out how to record and what to keep going on, you know.
Well, yeah, it's pretty interesting. A lot of things like that you kind of like things to do on the internet, like where you can take it sort of kind of a professional level, and all of a sudden you're like, well, you know, I'd like to study this. And like, wait, there's no schooling for this. You got to kind of make up your own schooling.
Yeah, I really like it. I like it. All the people on YouTube who are popular now. I mean, you just got to remember they started out as these dudes. Just one day they were just like, hey, I want to do this, and they put up a video just trying it out, and then boom, they're popular. So that's just got to take your chances. See how
hope people
where
like
you can go. Hope people like it. I mean, I guess a few people have liked our first episode.
As long
I don't
as
know.
people like, if I'm trying to be funny, as long as people laugh, as long as I make one person's day a bit better with what we're making, that's really that's all I'm in it for.
Yeah, for me, I don't care how many people listen to it, just so long as they enjoy it. That's about it.
Yeah, that's just one of the, like, big success stories for everyone on the line. It's like, you know, you do it to make yourself happy, and if other people like it too and join in, that's just gravy.
That's just great. Yeah, it's really amazing. I'm hoping this picks up a little bit more than it does, just because I feel like it's good, even though the first episode is like
there's some technical difficulties.
Not that great. Yeah, there were a few technical difficulties, but yeah, that's I'm sorry, I'm reading something. All right.
I hope it's like a text from a girl.
He doesn't have a cell phone.
No, it wasn't.
Stop the podcast. I just got a text from this cute girl. Just hold on.
I don't. Yeah, not that many girls
honestly,
talk to me. They don't. They stay away from me.
How are the girls in Southern Virginia?
How are the girls in Southern Virginia? That's a question to ask.
Well, personally for me, there's only like 2 possibly dateable girls for me, and well, it's just mainly because I'm into redheads, and that's about it. But yeah.
For me, there's like maybe one, maybe. I don't even know. They're just not existing.
They're all in.
They all think they're better than they actually are.
They're
all
the ones who are like into the guys that are working at the gas station, getting all sweaty all day. There are very few like girls who actually know what a podcast is down here.
Yeah, I bet you, of the people who listen to the first episode, like one of them was a female, and she was on the podcast. So.
And she didn't even know.
I guarantee it. And she didn't even. She was just sitting there like, huh? Confused almost the whole time. But yeah, the girls in Southern. How are the girls in Canada?
Well, that's the thing. There are no girls up here. It's all just a bunch of lumberjack and oil workers up north in the snow. There's no women up here.
There's no one. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm dating an American girl right now, actually. So that's pretty much like fellas in Canada. We got to come down south to meet women.
Migratory.
You've got to import.
Migratory dating.
Yeah. Yeah. Migratory dating. That's gonna be our new website. That's gonna be the website for the green exclamation point. It's gonna be migratory mating, dating.
None of the Russian brides wanted to come to Canada. They were like, I was in Russia. I don't want to go to Canada. Same thing. So it's like, oh well. So I'm looking for like the AmericanBride.com kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be known as Facebook. Honestly.
Actually, I met my girlfriend over Xbox Live.
I chat to my best friend over Xbox Live. Because he's the only person who wants to be my friend on Xbox Live. Like 2 people wanted to be my friend on Xbox Live. I'm so depressed.
I met her because she keeps hitting me, and it's kind of violent. So, yeah, she hits me.
She's hitting you. You're just
you're both 5 and 6 years old, and that's how toddlers express their love.
Like, she's older than me. She's 18, and it's weird.
She's 18 and she hits you. She's gonna be like domestic violence all the way, man. Don't get married to her. No, don't. Just skip over. Just don't even listen to her, man. Just get out of that. Yeah, just skip it. Just be like, yeah, I like you. You hit me. All right, we're getting divorced now. Just don't have a kid either. That's something. I don't like kids. I don't know why. I just don't like babies. They get on my nerves. I don't like the way they look. I'm looking at pictures of babies right now. Like our neighbor just had twins, and that's all she talks about. It's, oh, the twins. And the thing is, I'm not even going to get into it. It's family drama. I'm not going to get into it.
I used to honestly meet a lot of girls frequently through the internet, but I realized, oh, I probably won't be able to see them.
That's not a safe idea, because most of them are 40-year-old men, or you won't be able to see them.
Yeah.
Or you won't be able to see them.